Hello, thank you for joining me today on a rather soggy wet day in Cheshire. A good day to be tucked up inside making a recording. So here goes, and the recording is about home. Home is where the heart is, they say, don't they? And I'm sort of triggered to do this because I was having a rummage through some old books, and I found a book that I'd made with the pupils of a school that I used to teach in. And as it was about 30 years ago, I don't suppose they will remember writing these things, and I won't give any names anyway. But it's interesting to see, or rather to hear, what their impressions, their ideas of home, what they are. So let's start with those. My house. My house is in the country with fields all around, woods and trees where the animals abound, birds on the rooftop and cats in the hall. This house so friendly provides home for all. House in the country, tall and white, fire in the grate, all glowing and bright. Games in the garden and tea on the lawn. This is the house where I was born. Lucky young lady to feel that way about her house, about her home. A realistic look at my home. My home was a quiet house until I came home. My home was tidy until my family moved in. I like that one. Right, let's look at another one. I had children, quite a few children, who were service children. So they did quite a lot of moving around, and that is reflected in one of their versions of home. Moving house, it's terrible. Furniture being put in the van by the big man. The rooms are bare, nothing is there. The kids around to say goodbye. All the hubble and the cry. We're on the road, there's no turning back. Off to our new house we go. I know the feeling on that one. As I've said before, I have had many, many homes. In fact, this home now that I share with Muffin, who is having his lunch, and the birds and hedgehogs and everything in the garden, it's the longest I've ever lived in any place. Last one of the children's. Oh no, there's one more on here. Home is where I want to go because it's the place to be. I wouldn't miss it for the world. The word home means home, not a house. Houses are empty places, all dusty and cold. At home, everything's there. The dog, if you have one. Brothers or sisters, if you have them. In fact, you can have both and more. Home is for happiness and joy and fun, but you can't forget love. You have love for, well, everyone you know, your friends, your family, and even pets. Well, this is the end of my home poem. Well, I must go. I've got to go home. Not sure if that pupil was wanting to escape from me or to escape to home. I hope it was the latter. We had been doing something on homelessness as part of the topic that we're doing on home. And one of the pupils gave this piece. Homeless. Have you ever thought about homeless people? Next time you buy a new house or a caravan, just think that homeless people may never get one. When you buy an electric fire that keeps the house warm, think of those people that are cold and lie on the floor with newspaper over them to protect them from the weather. Aren't we lucky? I love that last bit. Yes. So those are the impressions of children. But in the past, I've worked with children who had been very badly abused. For them, school, for them, anywhere apart from home was their place to which they could escape. Obviously, that has coloured their feeling of home, a house, a building, whatever, in the subsequent years. A lot of them have come to... Go away, motorbike. A lot of them have come to resolve the issues around their abuse, working through them and moving from surviving to thriving, and have ended up in a happy home. And I was at a wedding yesterday, and I asked the people who were around me, if I said the word home, what would be your first response? And we began with sanctuary, safe place where I live, comfort. We then had family, my wife, moving on to its location, Yorkshire, because that was my favourite home, my village, a house, property. So a whole range there of how people perceive home. How do you perceive your home, I wonder? The first word that leaps to my mind is refuge. It is somewhere that I am lucky I can come. I can close the door, shut the world out, or open it and let the world and friends in, whatever. But it's a refuge for me, the furry one, and those who call my garden their home. So let me know if there's a word that you associate with home. Thank you for listening. And I've now got to go and put on my waterproofs and go and feed my friends' cats. You take care. Thank you for listening, and speak to you tomorrow. Bye.